is Rohan Bhaga, and today I want to talk about a very simple topic. And before I get into it, I want to make it clear, as you probably know, I'm not a religious scholar or anything like that. I'm just a college student who strives to live according to the principles of Arya Samaj. And today I want to use what Arya Samaj teaches us to answer a simple question. And that question is, why be good? What reasons do we have for being good? To answer that question, we first of all need to answer the question, what is good? And after thinking about it, the best answer I could come up with for our purposes is good is that which you do to improve the lives of others without expecting any direct gain for yourself. And that definition gives this meaning of good an important distinction from simply being nice or being polite or even being generous, because it involves the true intention behind the action. Are you doing this deed so that you'll be seen by others as good, or that someone will return the favor in the future, or are you doing it simply for the benefit of the people around you? We're all taught from a young age that we should be good, by our society, by our parents, but a lot of times we're not really told to understand why. And so we sort of blindly follow this concept of being good to please our parents or to avoid conflict with other people. However, I personally do not buy into the idea that simply observing good is enough for you to truly believe in good. I believe that we must develop our own concept of good that is strong enough to remain standing in the face of the adversity that we will inevitably face in our lives. Because don't get me wrong, there are plenty of reasons to not be good. In fact, if there's one thing that I can say about every person in this room, it's that we'll all have to face death at some point in our lives. And the most rational response to death is to live life for ourselves, right? Why should someone sacrifice their own comfort or their own wealth for someone else when this life is pretty much all we have? So now we have a better understanding of the question, we can attempt to answer it using some of the principles of Arya Samaj. Principle 5 states that all acts ought to be performed in conformity with dharma after due consideration of the truth and untruth. Dharma has two meanings. The first is the one that we probably know, and it means duties. Basically, our duty to do what is right in all situations. But the more literal meaning of dharma, as it's used in the Vedas, is properties. Just like fire has certain properties, it's hot, it's bright, it moves upward. There are certain properties unique to humans. Those properties, according to the Vedas, include patience, forgiveness, control over the mind and senses, intelligence, truthfulness, nonviolence, love, and compassion. So you'll notice that all of those qualities I just mentioned are what we think of as good. So now you can think of being good as simply experiencing your own humanity. It's a way to elevate yourself above the level of an animal. As a biology student myself, I'm required to point out the neuroscience in this. If you look at the human brain, you can see that the parts of the brain that dictate short-term desires are a lot farther back in an evolutionary sense. We share those parts of the brain with many animals to an extremely similar degree. The parts of the brain that evolved recently, like the prefrontal cortex, which is pretty unique to humans, that's the parts that involved with long-term decision-making, critical thinking, social behavior. So what the concept of dharma calls us to do is incorporate qualities of good as a means of honoring what makes you human. To be human is to do good. Principle 8 of Arya Samaj states that avidya is to be dispelled and vidya should be promoted. Avidya is defined as illusion and ignorance, and vidya is defined as the acquisition of true knowledge. And I suppose there's different ways of looking at this, but the way I think of it is that avidya is those things that we may identify with that are not truly who we are. And I'll take up the example of material wealth because it's the easiest to conceptualize. We're often taught, either directly or indirectly, that material things will give us happiness. And we live in a hyper-consumerist society where it's all about getting things. It could be money, it could be a job, it could be a car, but we tie our identity to the things that we have. And the reason this is ignorant is because doing this will leave us in a state of desire, and it won't give us long-term satisfaction. Going back to what I said earlier, eventually when we die, we give all of these things up. And even though they might be tangible things that we own, they aren't necessarily real. So what is real? That's a hard question to ask, but you can make the argument that what is real is what you give to the world, your actions. Because even when you die, the consequences of your actions remain. True knowledge, or vidya, is in realizing that who you are is not all of those things that you may identify with and what you use to separate yourself from others. If you can accept that we're all universally connected, then doing good becomes completely logical, because improving others improves the universe that you are a part of. And that idea is embodied in Principle 9 of Arya Samaj, which states that none should be satisfied with one's own elevation, but should incessantly strive for the social upliftment of all. Another important point is that there are many times where just the act of doing good is enough to make others do good as well. And I'll give you a personal example. The other day I was in downtown Atlanta with some people from my school. And I see a homeless person on the ground with a sign asking for money. And I can tell this person generally needed money, but I looked at my wallet and I only had $1. So the easiest thing to do in that situation would have been to continue walking, because $1 is probably not going to help this person very much. But in that moment, I decided to give $1 anyway, and what happened is the two people who I was with saw that and each gave $5. So 2 points. The first is that when people observe good in you, they will be more inclined to do good themselves. And the second is that those two people thought that I'd given $5, and they did the same. So what I initially assumed to be a meaningless donation turned out to be pretty sizable to that homeless person. And the point that I'm getting at is that this little incident actually reflects a central tenet of Arya Samaj. Arya Samaj tells us to be the light of truth, to be the person that does good regardless of what others are doing. And doing that will bring the good out of others. Because there's not always going to be an easy reason to do good. And in fact, there's going to be many times where your mind tells you not to do good. But if we stick to doing good, if we have that strength, then the only possible outcome is the creation of more good in the world. And as I concluded, I wanted to say that simply believing in these principles or believing in God does not make us perfect by any means. But acting according to the principles of Arya Samaj will lead to a better world. And believing in God does not mean that we must live in fear of God, but it means that we may accept that our actions have consequences, and thereby we take responsibility for our life. Thank you.